Hey everyone, it's Audrey here. Welcome to Permission to Hustle podcast. Today it's a solo one. It's just going to be me, myself, and I. And as Vera and I have said before in our other podcasts, some days you're going to get both of us and then some days you're going to get one of us. But that's the beauty of podcasting with a partner, is that you have those choices. So today it's just me. Today, I want to talk about with you guys time blocking, why it works, why you should do it, how you do it, and really the mindset you have to have when it comes to time blocking. Now, one thing that we love to do when we talk about business is give the fundamentals and the strategies of things that are working, how to make money, how to make sales, how to get customers. But a fundamental truth to all business is that you need to be organized and you need to make sure that you're using your time wisely and really productively. You know, a lot of times I see people talking about the 4-hour work week. And I read that book years ago and I loved it because the concept behind it was to work smarter. Right? To make sure that when you're actually head down in front of your laptop, at your desk, in your office, with your colleagues, that you're all working smarter. You don't want to be working longer if you don't need to be. And you know what? We all work hard. So I'm not even going to say, oh my goodness, we all have to work harder. We all have to work. Yes, we all work hard. You hope that when you sit down and you utilize the time that's in front of you, you need to make sure that you're working hard. But are you working smart? I could be working hard at Facebook. I could be working hard at Instagram, but is it smart work? So the one thing that I started doing this past summer, because, if you don't know me, I have 5 kids and my summers are crazy. And there's one thing that I've always really tried my hardest to do in the summer, and that is be accessible to my children. I love to drop them off at swim team in the morning. I love to watch them on the pool deck. I love to watch my daughter jump in the pool. I knew that starting my own business years ago was going to be tough because I was not going to have a set salary. I was not going to have set vacation days. I was not going to have benefits. So for me, that was one of the cons. That was a difficult thing to try to embrace. But for me, one of the pros was that hopefully if I did work smart, I would be able to kind of craft a schedule around my family. And really at that time when I decided to go out on my own, I only had 4 kids and I knew we wanted to probably have another one. So I had a growing family. So really becoming an entrepreneur for me was really trying to make it work around my family. And I became a mom blogger back in 2008 because I figured, wow, what do I know best? Well, right now I know my family and I love social media. So let's talk about being a mom and my kids and what we do, and let's put it all online. So that was really in a nutshell, in like a 30-second nutshell, probably how mom generations came to be. But the one thing that I've realized as my kids have gotten older is obviously schedules get crazier. I have 4 boys that are always in 4 different directions. I have my daughter who's 5 years old. She's the youngest with already her activities and everything that she needs to be at. So when I look at just where my kids need to be in the course of a day in the summer, I feel like that's almost a job within itself. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys right here. My husband and I have never had the extra money to hire a nanny, to hire a babysitter, to hire a mother's helper for the summer. We've always kind of looked at that money as, do we really need to spend it? Is there any way that we can make this work for us? And the answer has just always been no. We don't want to spend that money. We don't have that money to just give away. Our schedules are always so different and crazy and not set, because my husband's an entrepreneur too, that I know I can't say to a nanny, hey, listen, I work from 9 to 5. I need you these hours. There are some days I don't need somebody. There are some days I'm away. So for us, the best and the smartest thing for us to do was try to craft truly daycare, quote unquote, around what we were able to do. And then obviously we have family around us in Rhode Island and they definitely help out and chip in, but we always decided to be the people, be there with the kids. And that, again, was one of the pros of starting my own business. But as the kids have gotten older, it's been obviously harder and harder to be able to be full-time working mom and also full-time mom in the summer especially, but also during the year as well. So I started time blocking, and I really was against trying to even try time blocking for a while, only because I thought to myself, I don't want to feel like I'm crunched into a certain schedule during the day. Like I want to do what I do, I want to do what I have to do, and I just want to be done with it. But when I started looking at time blocking and realizing, what, it would be really good for me to sit down and kind of just schedule out my day and actually give myself tasks and to-dos and really treat myself like I'm an employee and that I have a boss over me. And that was the mindset and that was the mind shift for me. If I worked for somebody else and he or she needed certain things done in the course of a day, how would I create my day? I worked in corporate America. I remember I had a boss. I had a few bosses, and I remember, every day or every week knowing that I needed to get certain tasks done, and that was it. Those things were due either at the end of the day or at the end of the week or at the end of the month. And my day was crafted around making sure I spent enough time making sure all of these tasks were created. And so I took that mindset and I just truly created it for myself as if I am boss and employee, or sometimes, as I like to say, teacher and student. My mom was a teacher, so I remember she would always have her lesson plan and her curriculum, and every day she knew what she was going to do with each period in her classes. She always had maybe 60 minutes with the kids, and she was going to do 10 minutes of this, 20 minutes of this, and then the rest of the class was spent this way. And I thought to myself, that's just what I need to do. In the course of a day for me, as a business owner, as an influencer, I need to check my email. I need to create content. I need to take photos. I also need to be on the different social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter. I need to make sure I'm being active on them. Maybe not every single day, but during the week, enough. So I sat down and I really started to look at my day. And I started to cut out things that I knew were time sucks for me. And I started to say to myself, okay, Audrey, and I'm going to kind of give you a day in the life right now because my kids are in school. So I drop the kids off in the morning. That's my duty. My husband leaves for work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm home with the kids. I get them up, I get them dressed, I get them out the door to the bus stop. So from 6:30 a.m. until 8:30 a.m., I'm just doing drop off at school and getting everybody out the door. At 8:30 a.m., I'm usually home at that time. And I look at my planner, and I'm one of those people that needs a gigantic planner. I need to have a full page of the day. I can't do a week at a glance. I need a day at a glance. And I literally just time block my day out. From 8:30 to 9:30, checking email. From 9:30 to 11, I'm creating content. From 11 to 12, I'm actually on maybe Instagram or on Pinterest, or I'm getting back to other emails. I always now, which I never did, and really don't laugh when I say this. Vera always laughs when I say this. She's like, I don't know how you can forget to do this. But I also now time block in lunch from like 12 to 12:30. Because you know what? If I worked in an office, I would stop for lunch. I might be at my desk eating, but it's lunchtime. And I can't tell you how many days that I've worked on my own at home and I'm head down and I'm doing things and maybe not being so productive, but I look up at the clock and it's 3 o'clock and I haven't eaten all day. I'm not kidding. We all know we've been there in that moment when you're just getting stuff done and banging through the day and then you're exhausted and you're hungry. So now what I do is I time block in lunch. And what I've actually been doing, which I've never done before, but I've actually been turning on the TV during lunch and actually giving myself a good 30-minute just zone out. Watch the news. Watch, I'm a guilty pleasure. Like I love court, like People's Court. I'm obsessed with like People's Court. I'm obsessed with any sort of reality TV. So I literally will give myself 30 minutes to completely zone out. And I'll just eat lunch at home. And then at 12:30, I shut it down and I get right back to work again. And then again, I will just whatever it is that I need to do that day, because I know that just as a social media influencer, I could be sucked into Instagram for hours. I could be sucked into Pinterest for hours. Same goes for Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. I mean, I genuinely just could be sucked in and that's it. I don't come out. And then I look at myself and I say, what did I do today? So what? I liked 1 million photos on Instagram. What did that do for me? But we all know we've been there. You just start seeing people and you click on another person and then you get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and then that's it. And I just said to myself, no more. I just can't allow that to be anymore. I'll plan events with Vera for Permission to Hustle. So now I'm time blocking in time. Vera and I are also best friends, not just business partners. So to be honest with you, I've even now been very conscious of when we're talking together, how long we're on the phone. Listen, you can talk best friend to best friend for hours, and we've done that so many times. But during the day when my kids are at school, truly from that 8:30 to 2:30 time block, I need it to be really productive time. I need it to be time that means something. And I can't just allow those hours or those minutes to go by without making sure that I've done something productive, because then my day gets away from me. I'm going to be honest with you, as mom, I work probably all day. I always have my phone on me checking emails, so I know that there's nothing urgent that gets by me that I don't see. But when my kids get home at 2:30, it's really difficult to be head down again. It is really difficult to just zone everything else out. I really can't. I have a 5-year-old. Then I have a 10, 11, 13, and 14-year-old. And everybody has their questions, and everybody has their problems, and everybody has their things that they need to do and get to. So time blocking for everybody is different. But the fundamentals of time blocking are the same. You take your day and you block out certain chunks for certain tasks. Whatever it is that you do. You might be somebody that needs to edit photos, and maybe you're a food blogger, or a fashion blogger, or a travel blogger, and your photos need to be pristine. It's how people know you. It's how they identify with you. It could take you 30 minutes to maybe edit 2 photos in Photoshop. I don't have that kind of stuff over me, but I know people that do, and they genuinely need that time. So whatever task you have to do, time block it out. Make it easy for yourself to look at your day, know what you got to do, and then, at 10 o'clock when that period at school is over and the bell rings, doesn't matter if you still have 2 chapters to read. Doesn't matter if the paper isn't completely done yet. You know that you have time to get back to it either later in the day or the next day. And as soon as you make that mind shift and that mindset in terms of just get done what needs to get done. And if I finish early on stuff, I can go back. Even in the morning, I love to check my email early. I always do the morning email. So usually for an hour, I let myself go through my email, get back to people, check any things that I've red flagged, make sure due dates and deadlines are all in there, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then what I do is if I finish up early sometimes, then I just know that, hey, listen, now I have 30 minutes to add on to creating content or, whatever it is else I have to do. So time blocking for me has just been a godsend. It's been really good. It's been really helpful. And it's something that I really urge and really suggest people try out. Try it for a week. See if it works. If it works for you, great. Make it a little bit more into your set schedule. But, we're all about sharing things that work on Permission to Hustle in this podcast. We're all business owners. We're all wannabe business owners. We're all entrepreneurs. I'm kind of throwing anybody and everybody into this group because I really do feel that whatever it is that you do, it's important to you, right? You love it. You have a passion for it. You hustle to make it happen. And I think it's really important to make sure that you're making your time worth something. And time blocking out is a great strategy. And it's something that I do feel is very impactful and just really keeps you dedicated and devoted to what you're working on in that present time. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to share my strategies on time blocking out. Keep checking out all of our podcasts for Permission to Hustle. Make sure you're following us over on Instagram. Very easy, Permission to Hustle. Also, check out our Facebook group. It's a private group, so you just got to head over to Permission to Hustle, and we'll let you on in. And then we have some masterminds going on now that we actually just started in 2019. So if you're someone that needs a little bit more accountability, that you want to be part of a mastermind group, a group of women coming together to support, to help, motivate, and inspire, definitely check that out. And as always, drop us a line if you guys have any questions or want us to talk about anything. Have an awesome day, guys. And remember, keep giving yourself permission to hustle, whatever that is in life that you're going after, because you know what? You're worth it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.